Well, that was an interesting journey. It took a lot longer than planned. The three separate motorways were closed and I was diverted on three different occasions. But never mind, we are here now. It is 12:30. Setting the alarm for 4 o'clock, so we can grab a few hours sleep before we head out for a sunrise walk. So I will see you in the morning. Some would say that 4:30 is too early for breakfast. I don't think it's ever too early for breakfast. Good morning. On this Rudolph's Mountains episode, we are back in the Yorkshire Dales. I shall bring you up a map, show you whereabouts we are, and sunrise is due in 5 minutes' time. So during late March and early April, we've had a spell of fantastic weather, but unlike me, I've just not been motivated to go out, and just wanted to be with my family. And today is the last day of the good weather, and so I've given myself a little kick up the bottom and trying to make the most of today's forecast, which is beautiful in the morning but with cloud building in the afternoon. We've got two tops to do on this walk. There's a possible third one over there which is grim. So I might do that this afternoon. We'll see. But anyway, our first top of the day is not too far away. Welcome to the top of Buckton Pike. Wow, what a morning it is. Absolutely beautiful. Let's give you a quick tour of this summit before we push on to our next one. Wow, isn't it gorgeous up here? Holy moly. Got a bit chilly on the top there. Could have done with putting the layer on, but I thought I'll just push on, see if I can generate some warmth. Our next top is all the way over there. And the route in the book takes you back down to the road, and a 4-mile walk down the road, which I'm not keen on, so I'm going to just return this way again. A lot more up and down, but I said this before, I'd rather be up and down in the mountains than walking down the road. A memorial there to 5 Polish RAF airmen. It's one I don't know anything about, so maybe I'll look that up. Very often evidence of tragedy in the mountains involving aircraft. Wow, just looking ahead at me now, I can see where I've got to go. It looks a long way away. Holy jeez. I'm very grateful for the fact that it's been dry for a few weeks. Right, we've dropped off the end of Tormere, which is the end of the ridge from Buckton Pike, and now we descend reasonably steeply. Not too bad, we lose a fair bit of height down to the pass. That's me over the pass. Felt like it took quite a long time to get here, but I'm sure that's just in my mind. Amazing amounts of birds, different bird songs, stuff I've never heard before. Should dig out my app and find out what they are. Beautiful. Anyway, this marks the start of our ascent of Great Whernside, which is our second top of the day, and is towering above us, but it isn't, while it's a steep ascent, it's not too far in terms of distance, so it won't be long before I'm huffing and puffing up the hill. So I've done the steep part. The sun has made an appearance again. The contour lines spread out now, and so it should be fairly easy going over to the top. So I'll see you on the summit in a moment or two. Welcome to the top of Great Whernside. Wow, it's a lovely rocky top. Some guys wild camping behind me there, so I'm not going to get the drone up here. What I might do is go along the ridge to the next cairn. It's slightly lower, but we'll have the place to ourselves and we can sit there and have a bite to eat. So yeah, let's head over there and get some food down us. Right, this is Great Whernside's, well, it's actually its third highest top. It's got three tops. The one in the middle is the tallest. This one is 9 meters lower than that, and the other one is about 4 or 5 meters lower, I think. But we've got this one to ourselves. So let's take a seat. See if we can find a little spot, house of the wind, and have a bite to eat. Wow, what an excellent day. It's taken 4 hours to get here. So going back it'll be similar, maybe a little bit quicker because there'll be a bit more down than up. And I won't need to be spending time videoing because we'll just zip back again to the van. But the day may not be over once I get back to the van. There's one more top that I may do depending on what time we get back, what the weather conditions are like. But anyway, enough of me prattling on. Let's have a drink and get some food down us, and maybe have a quick tour of the top. Right, I'm going to head back the way I've come, back across the top of Great Whernside, fully back over those bogs, back to stand the van. I'm not going to video much, so I will see you back at the van shortly. Well, shortly for you, about 4 hours for me. Right, sneaky bit to camera. 2.5 hours since I left. Great, we're inside. I'm nearly back at the van, just down there. I'll certainly be back within about 20 minutes or so. It is so busy now. I think everyone has had a similar idea about getting out in the last good day before the weather turns this evening. But we've got one more top to do, if I can face it. It gets a terrible write up in the book. It's really grim. Peat bog on top. But the conditions we've got at the moment would be perfect for it. And I certainly could do it in the afternoon, no bother. So my plan is head back to the van, have something to eat, have a little rest for half an hour, not too long because I'll get a bit too stiff to move off again. Yeah, I'll have a quick break. I'll download the map into my phone and then we'll crack on again. So yeah, I'll see you back at the van shortly. Right, I'm back at the van. So have some lunch, coffee, and then we'll crack on. Right, part 2 of this adventure is underway. So the top we are looking to do is called Middle Tongue, or Llockenthwaite Moor, it's also known as. And from where I've parked, I've got a mile of road walking to do to a little village before I start the climb. And so I'll give myself a treat and put my trainers on, put my boots in my bag, because my feet are already a bit tired from this morning's adventure. But what time is it now? It is 1:05, and so there's plenty of time to get this done. But what is in the back of my mind is the weather's changing today. There's high cloud coming in, which has already arrived, and the cloud is going to lower, and then by this evening it's going to be raining. The character of the place is going to change totally, and I want to be back at the van before the rain arrives. So no dilly-dallying. Let's push on and see if we can bag this extra nuttall while we're here. Wow, this is hard going. That's Scar House behind me. Gonna walk through the courtyard. It feels almost like you're walking through someone's garden. Oh, I had very low expectations for this walk. Reading the description in the book, it just sounds grim. I know the top's going to be grim, but the walk in has been absolutely lovely. Really enjoyed it. We've just turned off that main path now, and we're starting to head up towards the top of the hill. And so it's going to get progressively less pleasant as time goes on. I've still got my trainers on because the ground's bone dry and lovely and comfy. I'm going to have to swap my walking boots at some point, but for the moment the trainers are doing fine. Wow, that climb has been so tough. The deep grass sucking all the energy out of me. I feel like I'm walking in slow motion. Oh dear. Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing peat hags because I know when I see them, I'm near the top. Right, this is where I turn away from the wall and try and pick my way across the rough ground to the top. And I think I can see something sticking up over there, whether that's a cairn or what, I don't know, it's hard to say. But I know I've got to head roughly northwest, and I know there isn't any path of any sort. Just got to wind my way around the peat. Wow, this is fascinating terrain, dear me. I've lost sight of the top. I think I'm still heading in the right direction. But wow, it's a amazing place. Many holes for you to fall down, dear me. Probably really have your wits about you. Welcome to the top of Middle Tongue or Llockenthwaite Moor. Wow, it's a bleak, barren place up here, and that's on a beautiful day. Can you imagine it? In the depths of winter and in the cloud, it would be grim. Actually, it'd be really horrible to navigate around in the cloud. You wouldn't have any idea where you're going. It's hard enough when I can see things to get bearings and so on. Wow. Right, let's say grab the camera, give you a quick panorama at the top. It's way too windy for the drone today. Yeah, let's give you a quick tour of the summit. And so I'm not going to stop here. I'm just going to turn around and make my way back down, but it'll be a lot easier going down. All that springy grass that made it so tough on the way up, with like a shock absorber on the knees going down, it'll be great. Right then, let's head back. Took a different approach coming down. Instead of trying to cut across to the wall, I just went parallel to the wall straight down, and you're sort of running along the top of the peat hags then, rather than going up and down over the different runs of them. And so it was much better, and it's popped me out pretty much in line with this fence instead of going over to the wall. So if I was doing it again, which is very unlikely, once I've reached the corner of this fence, you just keep going straight really, and ever so slightly left, and I'll take you to the top, down the path of least resistance. Although there's still plenty of resistance. Wowzers. Anyway, you've seen all this before, so I think I'll end the video here. Just a couple more clips on the way back to the van to finish the story. It's been an epic day. Really enjoyed it. The first two tops was a good day out in their own right, but to bolt this onto the end just made the whole thing physically a lot more demanding, and yeah, it's been nice, just what I needed to burn off a bit of stress. Oh, I wonder where we'll end up next. Thanks for watching again. So see you on the next one, all being well.